Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Mary, and in this video, we will give you a general overview of our experience and give you some tips about the Workplace-Based Assessment Program, or the WBA.
This video is our second video in our WBA program series. We haven't posted in a while because we got very busy in our WBA and work in general. But now that we have completed our WBA program, hooray for that, we will be posting for more videos.
So make sure to like and subscribe to get the latest updates. The WBA program is an alternative to the AMC clinical examination for international medical graduates seeking general registration in Australia. The WBA program lasts for almost 12 months and is composed of the mini clinical examination, or the mini CEX, the direct observation of procedural skills, or the DOPS, case-based discussions, or the CBD, multi-source feedback, or the MSF, and more.
To know more about the specifics, please check out our first video in our WBA program series. So some of you have messaged us, is the WBA worth it?
The WBA program is worth it for those who have attempted the AMC clinical examination but were unsuccessful, and for those who are employed in a hospital with the WBA program.
It has a very high passing rate and it is easier to study at chunks at a time, especially when you know what assessment you will have.
The only downside is that it is significantly more expensive at 13,000 Australian dollars. However, this is paid in installments throughout the year. You may also be wondering, how are the WBA assessments done? We have made a comprehensive video about the WBA components linked above, so make sure to check that out. But here is a general overview of how the WBA works.
You will get an email of the assessments that you need to do each month. In general, you have to do 2 to 3 assessments per month. The first thing that you should do is email your assessor when is there available time to do it.
This is probably one of the most important things that you need to do, because sometimes it can be quite challenging to find a suitable time that works for both of you, especially when they are on leave or sometimes when they're working in a different hospital.
Ideally, the assessment should be done outside your working hours, as this assessment should not compromise patient care.
Once you get a schedule, make sure to prepare by reading on common cases in that specialty using reliable sources such as up-to-date, college-specific guidelines, and ETG. Make sure as well to study on how to do the proper physical examination by the book.
Resources we use include Tally O'Connor and Wikimedics. You can also use the Oxford handbooks if you want.
On the day of your assessment, make sure to come on time and dress appropriately. If you're working on that day, it's fine to wear scrubs, but if not, you can wear something smart casual and avoid wearing jeans. Make sure to have your phone with the app ready with you for completion of the assessment by the consultant.
The assessments usually last around 30 minutes but can sometimes take longer, so take that into account. So that after the assessment, the assessor will usually give you a feedback and let you know whether you have passed or not.
If your assessment is a case-based discussion, or CBD, you will need to prepare 3 cases of patients whose care you have been involved in beforehand, and then the consultant will choose the case to present on the day itself. When you present, make sure that you present all parts of the history, physical examination, investigations, provide your impression before going into the plans in an organized and concise manner, as you would in any case presentation.
Make sure that all of your documentation in your notes are all organized, as this is also included in the assessment. To avoid falling behind, make sure to complete all of your assessments per month before the deadline. If you're having trouble in keeping up with your assessments, make sure to keep in touch with the WBA committee.
You will also have a multi-source feedback where you will ask your coworkers to assess you. This includes your consultants, registrars, nursing staff, nursing unit manager, pharmacist, physiotherapist, occupational therapist, and social worker. This is easy to tick off as long as you maintain good relationships with everyone and be a good member of the team. Make sure as well to let them know that you should be assessed at a PGY1 level.
Once each assessment is done, the WBA committee will review the consultant's feedback and sign them off. Once all of the assessments are done, roughly around the month of October, they will send the results to the AMC for review.
Our general experience of the WBA program was good because the assessments were quite manageable throughout the year. Although admittedly, it can get quite stressful balancing the assessments with work in general.
It also took up a large amount from our paychecks considering that we are also paying our cars this year.
One challenge is pinning down the schedule for the assessments, so make sure to nail that down early in the month.
The assessments also pushed us to study regularly, and the one-on-one feedback from the consultants were very helpful as well.
In general, we would recommend the WBA program if you are employed in a hospital that has the program. Make sure that if you're interested in the WBA program, let your workforce know early on and complete the requirements to get into the program.
Now let's move on to the general tips regarding the WBA.
Number 1.
As we keep on saying,
contact your assessors early as soon as you get the allocations for the month and make sure that your work in the hospital will not be compromised by your assessment schedules.
Number 2. Be familiar with the assessment criteria in which the WBA team or committee will provide you. This will help you in your preparation.
Number 3. Whenever possible, prepare early and do not wait until the last minute. For our batch, they have given us a blueprint of what assessments to expect each month throughout the year. So, for example, if you know that you will get assessed soon for a specialty that's not your strongest, it's better to prepare early and practice.
Number 4. Maintain good relationships with everyone,
As you should anyway.
as you will be assessed on how you interact with other doctors and allied health.
Number 5. Practice whenever you can with the patients that you see in the hospital. For example, if you are doing an ED term, you will get exposed to medical, surgical, pediatrics, mental health, obstetric and gynecological patients, which will give you good exposure for practice.
Number 6. Study the common cases in the specialty that you will be assessed on, as there's a great chance that you will get a common case and the discussion afterwards will revolve around them.
Number 7. If you feel like you have been assessed unfairly, have a chat with the WBA committee of your hospital.
Number 8. Make sure to get enough rest before your assessment. And if the WBA is actually affecting your mental health, or if you are too anxious, let the WBA committee know and make sure to get help or seek support from your family, friends, and colleagues.
Number 9. When you face setbacks during the WBA program, don't be discouraged. Talk with the WBA committee and reflect on what should have been done better and plan for your next assessments. Remember that no one knows everything and we are all learning every day.
Number 10. Make sure to reward yourself every now and then. The WBA can be quite stressful, so don't forget to pat yourself on the back as well. Every assessment that you do brings you closer to the end goal.
That's it, guys. We hope you found this video very helpful.
Congratulations on those who will be part of the WBA on the upcoming clinical year.
And for those who have undergone the WBA program, please share your experiences and tips by commenting down below. Check out our WBA graduation dinner videos.
See you in our next video. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays!
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you! Bye!